Alright guys, episode 6. So, we got a roller. So now, I gotta start working on these wheel wells, because I can't really drive it, because the interior will get filled up with rocks and sand and everything else, tires kick up. So I got it up on jack stands right now. I can put the wheels on and off as it sits, so I can make sure that I got clearance for everything. And I'm gonna start cutting patterns out of cardboard, and then cutting the sheet metal and trying to get that all welded in. I'm gonna have to touch up some of these cuts because they're not all that perfect. So I'm gonna have to do that, and then I'm gonna start cutting the sheet metal and getting the patterns made so that I can fill these wheel wells in and get the interior sealed up, try to get some of these panels back in. So that's what we're gonna be working on today. Another thing we got going on is the brakes. So I got the brakes all set up. I got the brake lines in. They're all ready to go. So I do have a little quick note on these. These are Mustang Cobra rear brakes. So the Cobra has vented discs, and they're like 11 inches. Okay, this light's retarded. Anyway, so these are 11-inch rotors. They're thicker and they're bigger in diameter than the GT brakes. The one thing that I didn't quite do enough research on when I was buying all this stuff was that these calipers don't fit great inside of a 15-inch wheel, so I had to grind down a bunch on this caliper in order to get it to fit. So I'm going to cut to where I was working on that. Just a little quick thing. Alright guys, so this is the Cobra brake caliper, and as you can see, there's these like ribs. They don't fit, so I got to grind all this down in order to fit it behind the Billet Specialties 15-inch wheel. So I already did this one. As you can see, it's smooth on the top now. So I'm getting ready to throw some paint on these. Just wanted to show you what you have to do to get these to fit, Cobra brakes to fit in a Billet Specialties 15-inch wheel. So I'm gonna get some paint on these, and then we'll get them installed. And then I got to grind that one down. I'm not going to spend much time on it, just because all I had to do was grind this down, and then I had custom lines made if this light would cooperate. So these lines are a banjo on this side, and then it goes to the factory hard line up here, and that's pretty much it. So the brakes are done. We have rear brakes. So let's get working on these wheel wells. Alright, so out here in the back, we're going to do this to this side. So I got to trim this up. There's like little corners here I got to take off, and a couple little spots I got to trim up, and then we're going to start cutting patterns. So here we go. Alright guys, so got my cardboard template. So now I'm going to trace this onto some steel, get this cut out, and then we can start tacking things in place. So we're gonna go outside and transfer this over. All right, I got my pieces traced out. I'm gonna use my shear and start cutting these out. Alright guys, so as you can see, there's a lot of, trial and error here. This is kind of part of the build that I'm not really super pumped to do. I don't really enjoy body work or sheet metal work, but I mean, it doesn't suck. So now that we got these two done, now all that's left is to do the fronts. So I'm gonna start working on them. Alright guys, so got the wheel tubs done, welded in. They are all set. I didn't get a whole lot of footage of me doing this because, as you can see by the other one that I did get footage of, it's just so much cutting and fitting, and it's so cramped in this back seat area, so I just figured I'd pop in with the finished version here. So I got the seat mount tacked on over here, and the seat fits, which is awesome. So now I have to go and do that on this side, so we're gonna get working on that, and then I'll show you what it looks like with the whole seat back in. And then I gotta work on pulling some foam out of the seat bottom to get it around all this stuff. So it's coming along, pretty pumped. Got the wheel tubs done. I got a seam seal all these welds from the back side and undercoat it and paint this side. It's getting all kind of rusty where it flamed up a little bit from the old paint and stuff, so I'm gonna scuff all that up and I'm gonna undercoat and paint all that area, but it is coming along. Alright guys, so didn't get a whole lot of video of this just because it's so cramped in here, and I was just trying to get this done. Just had a lot of stuff going on lately and I really needed to get this stuff done. So I got the wheel tubs, they're done, the welds are all grounded down, seam sealed, painted, whole deal. So this is the front, get you a view at the back. Alright, and this is how the back's looking. So they're all set. And so this is how it looks inside the wheel well itself. So we're pretty much all done. We got all the wheel wells set. Now, what I do need to do is jumping back inside. I gotta start refitting all these plastics. I'm gonna have to cut probably some out to clear the wheel wells now, but I can get the back seat in because, so I was able to get these seat back brackets in. So this on this side, then in the center over here. So this is where the actual fold down seat back mounts. So these are all set. These are ready to go. So now I can get the seat back in. I got to fit the seat bottom around all this bracketry here. I'm gonna have to remove some of the foam so that it fits, but it should fit right around here because that's kind of where the original fender well was. So the seat kind of, maybe it's gonna be pressing on this corner a little bit, but it should be pretty much good to go. It's just the underside where the foam is. I'm gonna have to remove some for there. So I'm gonna start working on doing the plastics, the lower seat, and get everything set up. This way I get the interior back together in this thing. Alright guys, so here's where we're at. Got the wheel wells all finished up. So I'm going to try to fit this interior panel and see what happens. Alright, so it looks like it's hitting right in this area here. So I'm going to cut this little flat part out right there, and then that'll give me a better view of what's hitting beyond that. So that's the first thing that I'm going to do, and then we're going to see how it works from there. Alright, so I did a little cutting. Not the best, but really no other way around it. So it kind of is what it is, but it's in place. It's back where it belongs, so I can start to get this mounted in. I think I'll end up throwing a piece of carpet over this or something that's maroon color to kind of blend it in, and I'm going to start working on the other side. Alright, so I got a little excited and I put everything back together, the little targa holder, the speaker bracket, the speaker grill, all that back together. So this whole side is complete. So now I'm going to start actually working on that side. Alright, so I took some video of me cutting this, but it just didn't come out all that good. It's super noisy, and it's just like doing the fender wells. Had to do a million different cuts all these different times. So anyway, I got the back panels in. So now I'm just going to throw in the targa mounts, and then the back area is complete. I just got to pop in the little pop-in panels. So it's coming along. Then next you got to put the floorboard bracket in there and the floorboard. And then this whole area will be back together. Then I can start focusing on the front. So let me get these targa mounts back in. That's a problem. Alright guys, so I got the seat back installed. The wheel wells are all set. So the interior is pretty much getting all back together. I'll show you what the back looks like. And so this is the rear, all back together. Just got our little cutouts here and here for the wheel wells. Got a couple clips I just got to put back in to get that carpet back up on the back of the seat. But for now, this is all back together. I still have to modify the seat bottom to go around those brackets, but I have some stuff that I got to get done. So I'm going to leave everything like this. I got to take the car, I got to go do some testing. I'm trying to get to an event so that I can see how the suspension works before the end of the year. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to cut to doing some testing. I'm going to show you how that looks, and then we're going to go actually go race. All right, just got back from testing, and as you guys saw, suspension worked phenomenal. Didn't have any issues, no breakage. As you can see in that video, I didn't have any amount of flex in the wheel, pushing forward in the wheel well. It seemed to work awesome. One problem I did have, this car is about 3,500 pounds. I had a D06 2810 slick on it for the first part of the testing. I was having a lot of trouble with tire shake. I had them up to 17 pounds and they still just couldn't hold their shape due to the way that the suspension hits the tire and the weight of the car. So I ended up going to a C07 2810.5. And once I went to the C07 2810.5, I had 12 pounds of air in them and they were solid the whole way. So really happy with how the testing went. I think that I'm ready to go to this event on the airstrip that we have local to where I live. So I think I'm going to head out over to there and I'll show maybe a couple of clips from footage of that I'll take as best I can. It's kind of hard. They don't let you go right up to the starting line, which is kind of annoying. So it's kind of going to be, you know, some further back video, but I'll plug in some clips of that. And then after that, I think I'm going to wrap up this project. I still have a little bit of stuff to do with the side panels and the seat bottom, but I feel like that's kind of be some boring stuff, and I really got to think about how I want to do that because I want to make sure that that comes out really clean. So I'm going to have to try to figure that out, but for now, I want to call this project done. I think this is probably going to be the last video that I do on it, unless I really start to modify some things or change up the tune-up. But for now, thanks for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. Post any comments that you guys have, and let me know what you guys think. See you later.
My next pairing coming up in the right lane at 303. Ed Meyer is driving a 1969 Firebird. He'll be in the right lane. And car number 210 in the left lane. Takes it first. All his Supras determined to play catch up.